Melchizedek. Channeled through Julie Miller. June 14 to 21, 2015. Melchizedek.
It can be pretty easy to fall into the habit of making excuses, but is it possible to overcome such a habit? Have you even considered the reasons why you tend to make excuses? Do you tell excuses because you are uncomfortable with the truth and feign politeness instead? When someone invites you to something and you don't want to go, or has suggested something for you to read or to watch, instead of fumbling with an excuse as to not go, or to not read or to not watch, couldn't you just say no, without the drama? Making excuses can look quite silly if you think about it. Many people will make an excuse for the excuse or reason why they are unable to follow through something. Being honest with others, dear ones, begins by you being honest with you. No excuses. If you take the time to evaluate how you are feeling when someone has asked something of you, perhaps an invitation, or if you have read the latest article of a distinguished writer you are both fond of, or something else, determine how you feel at the point of the inquiry, just before you make the excuse. You might be surprised to learn that many of your excuses are because you are uncomfortable with saying no. You can say no to someone tactfully and positively without hurting anyone's feelings in the process, and it is a much better way of interacting than making excuses. It is well understood that people, generally, prefer to be treated honestly, but in a kind and tactful manner. When turning down someone's invitation, you can do so with honesty that is blended with consideration. There are many people, we are positive you know, that could use a bit more tact, but instead of telling them honestly how their rudeness makes you feel, you create excuses to not be with them. That is not totally honest. Take the time to look a little deeper whenever you or someone you know uses the word can't. Recognize the concealed power within such a small word. When this word is used, it carries a negative message to your own inner self. In your head, it may appear to just being a word that begins the excuse, but subconsciously it communicates a message regarding your own abilities or weaknesses. If you say the word can't enough times, over time there is a possibility that you will begin believing that you can't do much of anything. When you declare that you can't follow through something or take part in something you have been invited to, when telling the truth is uncomfortable, you are really offending your own inner sense of truth and honesty. It is important to realize, dear ones, that your own conscience does know the difference between making an honest reply to an excuse that is like a false truth. Out of respect for those you interact with, become more motivated to tell the truth, but in a tactful and considerate manner, devoid of excuses. But before you shower another person with respect and honesty, show the same degree of honesty and respect towards yourself first. Just before you know you are about to reply with an excuse, stop yourself by using other, more truthful statements like, "No thank you," or "say you're not interested," or that you will, but just not today. There are many others that we are sure you can come up that display tact and honesty but are without excuses. When you replace an excuse with an honest reply that reflects your intention, that doesn't carry the hint of dishonesty, you not only improve your relationship with others, but you also help to expand your own beliefs regarding your own abilities and improve your relationship with yourself. You can be honest with someone without being thoughtless or brutal with your words. Remember, your words have power. They can cut like a sword, or offer the right amount of healing or consideration that is needed depending on the situation. By becoming more honest, in a kindlier and more respectful way, you begin to understand the importance of thinking before you speak, and choosing the appropriate honest reply for every circumstance that does not include excuses. Can you think of when it would be appropriate to provide a less than true response, when honesty is always the best way to go? Learning to understand how you feel just before you reply with an excuse helps you to determine how substantial your presence is, or if you are always hurrying inside your mind to get somewhere else. Are you someone who fidgets as you reply to a question? Do you ever merely accept someone else's views as truth just to fit in? You do realize, dear ones, that someone else's truth is not necessarily your truth. It is important to know who you are and to accept the truth of your whole self. You are responsible for the unfolding of you. There are no excuses. The more kindness and consideration you can give towards yourself, the more you will be able to give unto others. Take the time, dear ones, and determine if your need to make excuses has diminished the substance of your presence. If you make excuses often, throughout the day, then you know you have some inner work to do and to learn to become more comfortable respecting yourself by being honest with yourself. The more honest and truthful you can be with yourself, the more authentic your actions will become, and the more you will accomplish in the things that matter to you most. I am Melchizedek through Julie Miller.